Greetings everybody, Amar here, and this is just a quick little workout for the Powerball drawing, which is coming up for this Saturday, $625 million, something like that. Now, this is the 4B, okay, of the Advantage Plus software, okay. This is a printout chart. This is actually a hybrid chart that was made by my cousin. Now, this here represents the 4B part of the chart, okay? The horizontal drawing sense hit chart, the abbreviated. And the program is called numeric. I like to call it abbreviated because it's an abbreviation. It's got numbers, yes. So it's really a numeric abbreviation. And this is the 4A. This is basically chart 4 that goes from top to bottom with the number signs, but it goes from left to right. And instead of number signs, it has X's. And instead of showing numbers for the days, it has dashes. So I prefer my custom 4B that I make in Excel. It actually has the 4A with numbers and number signs, but I put zeros to indicate hits. Now, the reason for the 4A is important to a certain degree is more because of the formatting of the hardware. Because you know when you look at the computer screen, that it's wider than it is taller, so you can get more information using putting the data horizontally than putting it vertically. So anyway, so this is a 4B and this is a 4A, and these have been put together. This is a hybrid chart. All right, and this is the low end and this is the high end. Okay, now I haven't looked at the data in the program. I'm only looking at this chart. This is a hard copy chart that's been highlighted. So now these blue highlights here are showing for dormant periods, and you can see dormant periods. Okay, now he's highlighted these dormant periods here. You can see, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's for the number 13 here, which he's picked. So 5 dormant periods is a lot. Problem is that when it comes to Mega Millions and Powerball, since you have so many more numbers, the dormant periods can be longer, and but 5 is pretty good. And so the current skip here is showing 12. And so I'm sorry, there's actually 4 dormant periods, and we're in the 5th dormant period. So it's at 12 games. Now, when I first copied this chart, the first number that stuck out in my mind was the number 5. All right. So he's highlighting these purple, the skip 3s as purple. Okay. And also skip 5 is also kind of like a purple. This is more like actually like a pinkish purple. And skip 2s are yellow. And skip 0s are red. Skip 1s are green. So he's color coding the skips. But what stuck out to my mind here was just the streak. So he has this red line here showing that there's a streak. So you came in, you had a dormant period of 25, dormant period of 12, then it came in reverse. 6, 4, 8, 8 being symmetrical to the 6, and now it's at 3. So I put in the 5. That was the first number that jumped out, right? Now he has blue X's here. Not sure what the blue X's indicate. But so I'm using 5 as the starting point. Okay. Now this light blue box here represents my trap for 4 numbers that I noticed for pick 5 games. So it represents a spread of 21. Okay. So from 1 to 21, well, from 1 to 21 is actually 20. But I do, yeah, so that's wrong. Let me stretch it out to 22. Okay, so that's 21. So I do a plus or minus spread. So it's actually 20, 21, and 22. All right, so if I put that at the 5 here, that'll bring me to where my approximate last number would be. Now, remember, that's a trap for a 4-number win for cash 5. Now, I had extrapolated that when I was playing the pick 6 to a that was a trap 4 numbers out of 5. And with the pick 6, I extrapolated a trap 5 out of 6 with a spread of 30. Okay, so that brings you down to the 34. Now the 34 is a skip 1 here. You can see here it's 10, 0, 7, 27, 1. So I think I'll put that here, and I'll put that as my high number, 34. And that's because I was using that spread that I had noticed from pick 6 a long time ago. And that's basically just subtracting the last number, or rather the first number from the last number, to get your spreads from the first number to the last number. So if you have your first number and your last number, and then you're looking for some numbers in between, and I haven't really looked at much of these patterns. I'll zoom in a little bit because this is kind of small here. And if we look at the 1, here the 1 is a 5, 5, 0, 10. So these are the last 3 skip phases that Gail Howard mentions in the Lottery Master Guide. She says 3 phases and then the number will get hot. Like, so 3 phases of the cascade or 3 phases of the reverse cascade. So that's what this line here represents. The last 2 skip hits and the current skip. So I'm just going to go real fast, and so I'm going to look at all 3. 35, 5, 2, 0, 10, 2, 9, 11, 3, 27, 4, 8, 3. That's the one that I liked. 2, 0, 3. That's a streak. 1, 7, 11, 1, 4, 10, 18, 1, 28, 8, 3, 0. Now this is definitely, you can see it's a reverse cascade. Pretty strong. 30, 32, 17, 8, 3, 0. So that's all a reverse cascade. Also, I like to say it's cascading in. So the numbers are coming in. So 32 to 17 is coming in. 17 to 8 is coming in. 8 to 3. So now it's 3, 0. So I'm going to put the 10 here. It's going to be another number that I like. Number 10. Alright, so he has the 10. So I'm not really looking at his selections. I'm just looking at these skip patterns here. 1, 0, 30, 6, 0, 14, 13, 28, 12. Alright, so the 12 is actually symmetrical to this 13 over here. So that's kind of interesting. And you can see that it's maxing out in the 20s. So 24, 28, 27. So it's pretty far from its max. So that's, what number is that? That's number 13. So I'll put 13 also. Now these are also small gaps, so small gaps being more likely to hit just as a function of the distribution, the historical distribution. Let's see, alright, so where else? Okay, this is the 14, so it's 260, so 10, 7, 260, this is also a streak here, so that's pretty obvious. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put the 14 here as a number to suggest. And then I'm going to track this also for the next Wednesday drawing to see how close these picks come in. And let me put a little box around them here. Alright. And when you do this, the best way to do it is just do it fast. Otherwise, you're going to start to overthink it. So let's see, 14, 260, 12, 4, 21, 33, 28, 14, 35, 35, 3, 39, 10, 2. Hey, this is interesting because you have 4 dormant periods here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is that? That's the number 18. So let's put in the 18 here. Paste. Put a little box around it. Put it bold. Okay. 19 is 11, 4, 5. Here, 19, 19, you can see the bottom. Alright, so that was a perfect symmetry. Now you have symmetry again. 7, 7. Alright, now I'll put the 20 also. Now remember, see, as the skips are larger, the distribution of them occurring is less. So it becomes less probable. But certainly you don't want to overlook a glaring 7, 7 here. 21 here. 10, you can see 8, 1, 4. So that's a streak. And the streak is from the 10 over here. So you had 10, 2, 9, 8, 1, 4. So the 21 is also streaking. So let me copy this and I'll paste this here, change that to a 1. Okay, and let's see. Alright, 22 over here is 0.1847. Now 47 is a very, very long skip, but it's a multiple of 12. And the multiples of 12 I think are only important as a function of the flag somehow, because the flag is 5 or 6, and 6, 12, 18, 24 is kind of like it kind of runs in clockwork a little bit. But I prefer to stay away from long skips. But let's put it in anyway, because you gotta have at least one long skip that you think is gonna come in. So let's be 22, and let me put that. I'll color that blue. That'll be like my call number. 23 is 11, 17, 16. 16 is symmetrical to the 17 here. So I'm going to use the term symmetry to mean bottom, okay? So, because it makes more sense. Bottom, it's not even in the dictionary as meaning anything. But symmetry is obvious. It just makes sense. So 16 is symmetrical to 17. All right. Let's see. 10, if you have 11, 28, 10. 10 is symmetrical to the 11. 7, 10, 5. 12, 45, 38. 12, 2, 5. That's a classic flag position here. And that's number, I think that's 27, which he hasn't selected, which is interesting. But here, this is one is good right here. 15, 12, 12, 12. All right, so that's pretty obvious and clear. So you can see the symmetry, 12, 12, 12. And 12 is kind of symmetrical to the 15. 7 plus 7 is 14. So 14, so let me put in the 28 here. Let's see. 29 is streaking. 817, 349. That's in a streak. Here you have the 30. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dormant periods. It's coming in. 15, 7, 1. It's cascading in. So it's coming in. And I like to say cascading in and cascading out as opposed to reverse cascade and cascade, because cascade is just such a nonsense term in a way, because generally when things are cascading for a waterfall, for instance, it's coming down. It's coming from a high level and it's coming down, right? Or in biochemistry, when something cascades, it means that things are starting to happen. You're starting to have all these activities and biochemical reactions. So I like to say it's cascading in. It means the number is coming in to hit. If it's cascading out, it's going out. It's not hitting. Okay, so that makes more sense than saying cascade and reverse cascade. Cascade in, you cascade out. Okay, so I'm going to put in the 30 for a number that's cascading in. All right, so basically, I mean, you could play the high numbers, but the numbers are going to come in low eventually. And there is a joy to filtering, and sometimes you just have to ignore the numbers that are higher than 34. And based on my trapping 4 or 5 numbers, you have a whole bunch of numbers here that are pretty decent. But I'm going to look also at the high numbers. Okay, so let me bring over my my little spread measurements. Okay, and I'll put them here. Make sure that they align. So let's say if I go to 40, it should go to 50, 40, 50, 61. It should go to 61 there. All right, and they'll do plus or minus 1. And then let's say if we're doing the 30, copy this. So 40, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that'll bring us pretty much to the end here, which is 69. It's only 69 numbers. So we're going to do the same process, looking at the last 3 skips. All right. So here you have 61, 61, 11, 4. Number could be coming in. 10, 6, 2, 3, 5, 20, 2, 11, 12, 28, 9, 1. That's actually kind of interesting. So let me see, what number is that? That's 39. So let's see, 39, we'll put 39 here. Paste. Put a bold. Alright, and make it a little bigger. Okay, so let's say that 39 was the front number. Okay, then I would use these general spreads to find the other numbers. So 20, this is number 40, 51, 14, 25, 37, 9, 0, 15, 6, 0, 12, 13, 5, 2, 65, that is way out there, 65, 38, 0, 2, 6, 17, 4, 14, 13, 2, 2, 6, 9, 11, 1, 6, 7, 7, 0. Alright, I kind of like this one, so it's coming in reverse, right? You had it 21, then it's coming in 7, symmetrical 7. Now you're looking for a hot skip off of this 7. So we got a 50 here. So the 50 is interesting. Paste. And sometimes, like I said, it's just better to go through all the numbers even before you start making your selections, because something may jump out more to you later. And then once you start picking all these numbers, you're like, oh man, now I gotta play them. I picked them. So sometimes it's better to just reserve selecting your numbers, so that way you don't feel committed to them. You try to wait to find something better. Okay, so we got 9, 14, 8, and let's see, 2, 15, 8, 21, 0, 0, 13, 28, 14, 3, 23, 3, 10, 3, 18, 5, 17, 19, 1, 11, 19, 13, 2, 3. Okay, which he has here as a 59, because it looks like a little streak. 3 is symmetrical to the 2. You had a little streak here of 1, 2, 3. Now he's looking for 1, 2, 3. 48, 9, 46. All right, now the number 60 is interesting because it's 46, and now here you have a 48. So there is symmetry that's about to happen here potentially. So let me put on here the 60, copy, paste, put a little black marker, bold, and okay, so that's 60. 21, 10, 18, 6, 12, 23, 35, 11, 0, 15, 8, 9, 21, 3, 13, 8, 30, 17, 22, 22, 1, 2, 26, 5, and 10, 7, 2. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I wasn't trying to find a whole bunch of numbers on the high side, even though I did pick these 3 numbers, because the number that stood out to me was this 5. Because it was in a streak, and I'm looking for the streak to continue. And based off of this 5, I used the spread from my pick 4 game. My pick 5 game, where you trap 4, and then this spread is trapping 5 in a pick 6 game. Okay, so that's basically it. That's what I'm going to look at. And so Saturday's drawing, I'll put 3, 24, 19. I'm going to see how these selections did, and maybe I'll play, maybe I won't. It snowed again over here today, so the streets are kind of wet and crappy, so I have to take my bike to the store. So I may wait till tomorrow. I'm a little strapped for cash to play. I like to ask my uncle if he wants to split a game, a ticket, and he always bitches. I'm like, dude, it's only $1, But so I might not play, and I'll just wait and see what happens. Because after all, to hit with these numbers, I would have to wheel them, and to wheel them, you're looking at playing $10, $12. Well, actually, 10, 12 games. And say at the $2 price point, it's going to be $25 around, and I just don't have the funds to burn this time on a game where I did such a short workout. But these charts are valid. Of course, I always recommend that you always should double check your own data. Make sure, if you use the program, to look and see and make sure it's updated and that it was done correctly, because I'm not using anything in the program. This is a printout that he made from the program, and he highlighted it. And so that's about it. So any questions, comments, if you're interested in me in doing a particular workout for your game or your state, let me know. I'm kind of partial to games that are not computerized, and I'm partial to low odds games. That's why I don't really mess with the Mega Millions and Powerball. I did play Powerball last, I think, when it was at over $1 billion, or maybe that was the Mega when it was over $1 billion. I don't remember. Because the odds are a big problem, and the cost of the increase in the game is also another problem. I wasn't happy with that. So that's about it. So you guys know the drill. Good luck this Saturday, making those millions. And if I do the workout for the next drawing, I'll throw in a new chart, and it would be for bonus ball, because I'm obviously not looking at any of the bonus balls here because I really don't care too much. But there is an interesting program that's interesting chart within the Advantage Gold program that I think is good for bonus balls. So I'll definitely see about looking at that on the next drawing. So that's it. Good luck, and happy number hunting, everybody.